if we're going to love well, we have to stop seeing people as problems or their situation as problems.
Hi.
Hi.
This is, I think, along the same lines as the last everyone.
Seems to be the theme for the day, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some help and clarity around a particular relationship and love and knowing and all that. There was a truth that came through about a month ago in a relationship where it said this is like a love that said this needs to be over right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in that has felt like for my partner and I, there's been like a real coming back to ourselves and like an untangling that's been really beautiful. And so that it was a truth that really carried me in a very solid and clear way for a while. And what feels like is emerging out of that is a greater ability to love and to actually be in that relating in a clear way. Mm-hmm. And so what's coming forth now is this dance between like totally guarding, because if I open to that connecting or to what wants to be there, it feels like it isn't the same truth that says stop anymore. It's like this other thing, like when I connect to that and when we step into that, it's like there's a magnetism there.
Yes, right. Uh-huh.
And so I guess I'm just trying to navigate through like and there's a bit of a confusion around like, well, that was the truth then, and this is what I'm feeling now, and so now am I just moving towards and not totally letting go, or...
Well, let's see. Number one, let's see, when you said there's a truth, that was the truth then, and this is what I'm feeling now. What I'm feeling now frequently has no relationship with truth. It's what I'm feeling now. Right? And I don't know if the same truth is true, but I would just not make that link, because I'm feeling really close and really connected and really da-da-da-da. That means that somehow now we're meant to be together. Right. You can actually be extremely connected, feel very close, feel very magnetically drawn, and still have wisdom go, sweetheart.
Yeah.
This still isn't good. The mere fact that you're magnetically drawn and you get really close and intimate and it all feels gushy and yummy and we even feel closer, and all that kind of stuff. That in and of itself is no indication at all about whether somebody should be together or not.
Right.
Right? I think we all kind of know that. We try very hard not to know that.
Right.
Because we keep utilizing how I feel, how connected I feel in this sort of emotional sense towards that means therefore it's good. Right? Every crappy relationship that continues is based on that, Right. We occasionally come together and it occasionally feels great, so it must, be good. So I'm not saying that it's not, and I'm not saying that I know what you should do. I'm just saying don't make that connection there is no connection really, at least certainly not a predictable connection. That wisdom is independent of how we feel. Wisdom is totally independent of how we feel. That's why we call it wisdom.
I guess it's a deciphering between the wisdom that said this needs to be done right now, and there are those feelings coming up, but there's also a strong feeling of oh no, I feel like I know I want to be with you.
Well, and you'll find out.
So it's so in that how to navigate between the shutting down and the I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I'm not a relationship guy. All I know how is I do it, and how I do it apparently seems to make very little to no sense to most people I know. And how the way they do it makes absolutely no sense to what I know. And as far as I can see, there's no bridge between the two whatsoever.
Right.
So I don't know how to do it any other way. I don't know how to do it in a way that's I don't know how most people do it. It baffles baffles me how most people do it. I mean, I did it that way a few times in the distant past, but it even baffles me today that I did it. Because how did I do that? So I don't actually know. That's why I say I'm really not a great relationship guy and negotiating in the very volatile areas of relationship. Because to me, quite honestly, it's totally simple. It's all very clear. But I can't tell you how it's clear. It didn't used to be clear. It didn't always used to be simple. But now it is. And there's not a how-to.
Right.
My eyes just opened. But it's not about how I've learned to negotiate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's on one perspective, where we learn how to manage our illusions better.
Right.
Right. And that's okay, you know,
Right.
if that's what we want to do or that's where we are. But I can't do that. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. You know, my only thing is when we open our eyes, when we want our eyes to be open, when we are willing to have our eyes open, which is immense, am I willing? Because things are going to look so different. We are going to spontaneously give everybody in the whole universe infinite freedom. Total. And who wants to do that? What fun is that? Everybody's free of me. Boom. But who wants that? I don't know. I mean, I couldn't imagine not, but apparently it seems like not many do. But when we really want it, it's the clarity. It's just seeing.
Yeah.
And seeing what love is because I can, you know, I can have in memory when I had like love and wisdom as sort of two things. And love was this emotional connectivity thing, and wisdom was this, well, at one point it was just this ridiculous conditioned nonsense in my head, and then later it was sort of this very still, small voice that I learned to trust. But it was quite a bit of time before they actually came together. They actually were always together, I just didn't know it. But till they really came together, where I realized love and truth we cannot love if we're out of truth. And we cannot be in truth unless we're in unconditional love. They're not separate. They can't be separate. They're exactly the same thing. The expression of love is truth and truthfulness. And the expression of truth is love.
Yeah.
See, beyond that, I'm not much use in the arena of relationship.
And the future really doesn't fit into that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Only in the sense it is love and truth is my future. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
If we continue our dance okay, we'll continue our dance, but if it doesn't continue our dance, it's toast. That's the only future I could ever possibly imagine, which is love and truth. It's consistent. It'll always be here. And the amazing thing is when that really starts to wake up in you and that becomes your highest value, not only for yourself, by the way, but for others.
Yeah.
Just as much for them as for you. Right? Just as much. When that becomes true for you, then your relationships and the way you're in them start to in some way reflect that. And the ones that don't or can't tend to fall away. You don't have to sit around making decisions about it all. It just sort of, certain things fall away and certain things appear, you know. The universe gives us pretty much what we'll put up with.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good luck. Yeah, have fun. Oh, it's great. You know, relationships are, the whole world of relationships is beautiful. I mean, it's grist for the spiritual meal, if nothing else. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, it'll just grind you into the truth. If you realize the only way to be happy in any relationship is actually to discover absolute truth and love. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's just sort of this, what we get on the movies, right? That fanciful, sticky, gooey, ridiculous nonsense that we're sold like a drug and stuff it into our veins, right? And I will find the man that I least belong to be with, but since we love each other, it will work out anyway. And the whole culture says, it will, it will, it will. Love conquers all, love conquers all, love conquers all. No, as far as I can see, love often kills a hell of a lot. I love him, I love her. God, if I didn't have done it myself, it wouldn't be so funny, It's just like, oh, good Lord, huh? Yeah. Come on up. Yeah.